So we're looking at number 1, and it says to differentiate. If you are talking over me, stop. If you're helping your neighbor, no problem. So differentiate basically means to find the derivative. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this whole thing up. Derivative of this function with respect to x. So when I'm deriving something that is not an x, what must I add? D whatever over dx. So let's practice that. The first one, what is the derivative of 3x? 3. Do I need to add anything? No. And then what's the derivative of negative 4y? Minus 4, and I need to add what? Dy over dx. And then do you guys notice the next one is basically our product rule? Wrap it up. So the product rule says, derive the first one. What is the derivative of the first one that I have? 2, and you keep the second one, and you add, you keep the first one, which is 2x, and when I derive the y, isn't that basically 1? Now I don't want to write the 1, but instead I know I have to add dy over dx. What is the derivative of 3? 0. And if you're going, can I add dy over dx? You may, but if I'm going to multiply by 0 in the end, do I need that? No. So let's go ahead and factor out dy over dx. So I'm going to do 2 things at the same time. Let's factor out dy over dx first. And when I do, the one that's stuck with the dy over dx is negative 4. Another one that's stuck to it is 2x. Because I know I have to move the other guys over, I'm going to move this guy over by subtracting. And we're going to move this guy by also subtracting. So minus 3 minus 2y. If you're uncomfortable doing 2 steps at the same time, take it one at a time. Are you okay with that portion? And our last thing we have to do is divide it by the parentheses. So we know the derivative with respect to x is equal to negative 3 minus 2y all over negative 4 plus 2x. And I know some of you guys on the quiz decided when y'all got to this component, just make that into a positive. That's only allowed if everything is opposite. Okay, so my advice to you would be leave it as it is. Okay, and if you're thinking, what if on the AP test we have a multiple choice, we'll work on that next week. Simplifying will be next week. All right, the next number was number 10. Everybody go to number 10. And if you're still struggling remembering the other 4 trig functions, go ahead and take it out. That's fine. If you need to practice, go ahead and use it. So we are on, forgot what I said, number 10. And number 10 says, take the derivative. Ooh, yes. Y is equal to cosecant squared. Is it a 5x? Yes. All right. So whoever made calculus decided to put the powers right in between the constant and the trig function. Let me rewrite that part. So I'm going to go ahead and write it in a different way. Put this as all over. So instead, let's write out cosecant of 5x all to the power of 2. Do we all see chain rule at the moment? So to find our derivative, we have y prime. So pretty much memorizing your 4 additional trig functions is going to make it really simple. So I'm going to start by highlighting the parts that I'm not going to mess with. Chain rule says start with the outside and go all the way in. So on the outside, my derivative of this guy is going to be 2 on the bottom. Are we okay with that? And we keep the next guy. So that guy is going to be cosecant of 5x. And then I have to then derive the next piece. What is the derivative of cosecant? And I'll just share this one. Negative cosecant x and cotangent x. But keep in mind, in place of the x, we're going to put in 5x. So I'm going to write out negative cosecant of 5x times cotangent of 5x. And then the last thing says, now I can derive the inside. What is the derivative of 5x? 5. And you leave it like that and we're done. Again, simplifying we will do next week. You guys ready for number 11? Yeah. Okay, 11. I think I have the other page. Oh, here it is. Okay, number 11 says find the double derivative. So So we're looking for the second derivative of the following. Y is equal to sine of 4t cubed. I don't like t's, but oh well. Okay. Is this also a chain rule? Because we have a function within another function. But keep in mind, this cubed is now wrapping everything up. So what I want you to do at the moment is, let's go ahead and derive. I'm going to keep this guy. What is the derivative of cosine? Or not cosine, I just said it. Goodness. What's the derivative of sine, guys? Cosine. And I'm going to keep the inside guy as it is. And then we are going to derive the inside, which is this guy right here. What is the derivative of 4t cubed? 12t squared. That's our first derivative. Now let's go to our second derivative. See if I can move this up. Oh no, you can't see. Okay. So y double prime. Okay, looking at this. How many of you guys see product rule right off the bat? I see a product rule. This guy is lumped together, and this guy is on its own. So our product rule says derive the first one. So cosine derivative is who? Sine, negative sine. We keep the inside, but it says, since I have the chain rule, I need to now multiply by the derivative of the inside, which is 12t squared. Is everybody with me? That was just the derivative of the first part. And the rule says, derive the first and keep the second one. Do I keep my second one? So my second one should have been 12t squared, right? You guys with me? And then we're gonna add, I'm gonna add the bottom over here. We're gonna keep the first one as it is. And what's the derivative of my second component? 24 t, just t, right? All right, on the back, what number did y'all ask for? Yes. Why is there two of them? So right here, derivative of cosine is sine, and I keep the inside, right? And then we derive the inside. And then this guy gets repeated right here. Why? Because the rule was you derive the first one and you keep the second one. This was derivative of this guy. This one is kept of the second portion. Oh, the second. The fact that it was repeated, your eyes are going crazy, right? Okay. All right. What number was the next one? Number 16. We're going to do number 16. What's up? Derivative of this guy was all of this. This one was repeated right here. What channel is yes, so basically for the 14 this is B. No, the sine 14 cubed becomes a channel, so then you derive the 14 cubed. Very nice. Wait, how do you know the sine? Cosine 4t cubed is a chain rule if it doesn't have like one power? Let me hold on to that question. Okay, I'm gonna answer that after lunch. But let's go on to number 16 real quick. It may be my hunger. Okay, on number 16. Okay, we're looking for the equation of the tangent line. And actually, I'm going to need more room. Let me change. Move that one. Okay, on number 16. So they gave us the point to go through was 3, 0. And we are looking for the equation of x cubed plus y cubed minus 9xy is equal to 0. Let's go ahead and find the derivative of this function real quick with the partner. Everybody, let's all derive. We are on number 16. Aiden, get off the phone. Bless you. All right, let's see if you have what I have. Should I show the step by step or go all the way to dy over dx? What do you guys want? Step by step, got it. X cubed has derivative of 3x squared. Are we okay with that? And y cubed has derivative of 3y squared, but what must we add? Dy over dx. And if you notice on this guy right here, I'm going to rewrite this guy as negative 9x, put that in parentheses, and also the y in parentheses. So we are going to use product rule. The product rule says derive the first. What's the derivative of this guy? Negative 9. And we keep the second one. And I know we're going to add it. But it says now keep the first guy, which is negative 9x, and derive the next one, which happens to be what? 1, which I don't like to write, dy over dx. And we know the derivative 0 is just 0 again. Again, you don't put dy over dx after because anything multiplied by any 0 is not going to give us any value. So let's see. I'm going to do two things in one go. So let's factor out dy over dx. And I'm going to put back what is remaining to the left side of it. I have 3y squared, and then I have minus 9x. And I'm going to move this guy over and this guy over. When I move it to the other side of the equation, you should get minus 3x squared plus 9y. And what's our last step? Divided. It's all about just copying the right thing, which I kind of struggle sometimes. So we have, I thought I was muted for the Zoom kids the whole time. Whoa, that would have been bad. Okay, am I writing the right thing? Yes. So this is our slope function. So all I need to do at this point is plug in 3 and plug in 0. So let's do that. When I plug in 3 into my x, Aiden, are you writing with me? Will it be nice to also write? I'm going to take that as a yes.
Yes.
Okay. So then it looks like our zeros are not going to matter. Would you agree they're both negative 27 on the top and the bottom? Negative 27 and negative 27. And so our slope is basically what? 1. So our point slope formula is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So if it's going to be a non-calc portion, I'm going to give you one that's going to come out clean like this. So we have y minus 0 is equal to my m, which is 1, and x minus 3. And leaving it in this form is perfectly fine, because the way you might see it on your forms is going to be, I may write out y minus a is equal to b times x minus c. You guys okay with that? Here's what could be tricky though. If I put x plus c, What is the actual value of C? It's a 3. Is it? If I have x minus c, c is 3. But if I had it as x plus c, that should actually be negative 3. Kind of watch out on that. But I believe I didn't make it that tricky though. Okay? All right.